もここ数日で全国的に。この機を逃しません。はっデビルダウンロード。
A specialist. That's what it's called. I switched over, by the way.
Oh, word. We're on live now.
Yes, we are.
Oh shit.
We are live. It's called Specialist. I couldn't remember what it was called. I knew it was. I was like, I called it Special, and I was like, wait, no, that's not right.
So
but it sounded right, but it was wrong.
You're just thinking about yourself. How special you are.
Yes.
Good kind of special.
You are my special. What? That song kind of killed that one scene for me.
What scene? What was it in?
It's Jujutsu Kaisen opening during the second season.
Oh, I heard that manga's ending. Are we talking about that?
I mean, I guess we could, because it's funny that it's ending so immediately after My Hero.
Yeah, it feels like it just started too. I mean, I'm probably wrong about that, but I feel like it did.
Well, okay, so speaking of Jujutsu Kaisen starting,
yeah.
When it started, it actually like so when it started, it started when in One Piece, Luffy was fighting finished fighting this dude named Katakuri. So when is when it started.
Okay.
Only 2 arcs in One Piece have passed since Jujutsu Kaisen started and finished.
Uh-huh.
It made like 2 and some change arcs long.
Well, shit.
It's insane. It's insane. Nuts. It's really long. One Piece is long.
Crazy.
Anyway, yeah.
Very long fucking series.
It is a very long series. I understand why people are hesitant to get into it, but also if you can get into it, it's the greatest goddamn thing I've ever seen.
I mean, I don't think that's the case, but
you aren't far enough. You aren't far enough.
I know. I'm not far enough to see the weird ass body shapes and heads.
You know, you need to get farther.
I know. So
need
I
to
can
get
see when that one guy grabs the other dude's dick and then laughs.
you need to get to the good shit.
I know.
You need to get to the good shit.
Listen, I'll watch One Piece if you play FF14. How about that?
Sure, fuck it, fine, whatever.
I mean, that works, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's what Matt would call the old dirty deal.
The dirty deed.
You would take something someone else really wants your friend to do, and then say, I'll do it if you do something that you want your friend to do.
Yeah.
And it just works.
Dirty deed. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
Dirty deeds done, fuck you.
Filthy acts at a reasonable price. Anyway, yeah, Jujutsu's ending, and I'm very conflicted on that series. Season 2 just made me drop it because a number of reasons. But I'm not here to like shit on it. I just think like, wow, that's crazy. It's ending so soon after My Hero. I
might shit on it.
I know people a lot. I'm seeing a lot of fans really concerned that it only has 5 chapters left when it only has 5 chapters left when like the final fight is wrapping up next chapter. So it only has like 4 chapters to actually like do story wrap up. And a lot of people are really are like saying like that's going to be really bad. It's going to be really rushed. So yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see how this goes. I guess we'll see how it goes.
How many chapters is JJK?
How many actually? I know like My Hero is like, I think it was like 430.
Yeah.
Let me look up how many Jujutsu Kaisen is.
Yeah, I kind of want to see how long that is, because it's like AJ is right. It's basically, well, it kind of mirrored a little bit what you said, except they added that it was like Naruto and Bleach.
Oh, it early on it reeks of Naruto and Bleach.
Okay.
But apparently, as time has gone on, it's been clear that a lot of that influence actually seems to have come from the editors being like, no, I like your story, but do Naruto and Bleach. And as it went on, it started to prove itself. He started to like abandon a lot of that stuff and just lean it back in the direction that he wanted it to go.
Japanese Bob Iger making it like everything else.
Apparently his initial editor really sucked and he didn't like him.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm seeing here is there are 266 chapters as of now.
Mm-hmm.
So plus 5, so it's going to be 271. Which
271.
That's really actually not that long when you think about it.
Yeah, that's pretty short.
Like for a manga, 260 something chapters isn't like that long in the grand scheme of things.
No, it really isn't. I think it's interesting that they chose to make a shonen so short.
Mm-hmm.
Usually those things last forever, especially if they're like cash cows. But I guess they're making and JJK I feel like would constitute as that because of how popular it is.
Mm-hmm.
But they're choosing to end it before it gets stale, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of it. So this is something I'll say with the editor. Not the editor. The Gege, the mangaka. He like. They had this like exhibition like a month or so ago in which he actually talked about a lot of the things that he regrets with the series, and like he actually like a lot of my issues that ended up kind of leading to me dropping it. It sounds like he actually fully agrees and regrets it. It just seems like he was kind of like his hands were tied and he was forced to do it a certain way. And it's like, damn, that sucks. I feel bad for you.
That is kind of unfortunate, yeah. Kind of actually want to see like what it would really be if it wasn't like that, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, it's ending, and I'm curious to see how this will go. If there's only 5 chapters and they're still actually not done with the final fight, that sounds that sounds like it's going to be really rushed. A rushed wrap up, only having minimum like 4 chapters to wrap up if the next chapter is to wrap up the final fight.
Yeah, that's yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it'll work out, but at the moment, it's starting to seem like it's not gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll just have to
Yeah,
see how it goes. That's all.
we'll see how it goes. Well, anyways, in the last week, I've streamed and I've been able to fix my internet. Spectrum is nice again. Spectrum is working at the moment. Knock on wood. We had a power surge.
Anything, or was it just like
a
day?
I think it. I don't know. I think it needed. I think it just needed a day because I reset it. I did reset it, but it didn't help anything. Right. So I think Spectrum was just having an off day. I hate Spectrums. Oh my god. They're apparently Google Fiber is apparently being extended out to where I live, and
oh really?
I am more than excited for it. It is the sort of thing where I'm like, as soon as it becomes available, I don't know what I'm gonna need to do, but like I will do anything in my power to get fiber. I'm so tired of Spectrum.
I need to look that up because like I need to see what's out here. I don't think anything is.
You might
But
have something just because you live very close to like a really big city, to like a really important city. So like you might have something.
It's more like you'd be surprised how little it extends from that city to us though. Like especially since it's technically in a different state. I don't know if that counts for anything. But like I have Hargray, which is the local one. And then we do have Spectrum around the area, but I don't think it's at my specific like space yet. Which is weird as fuck. But Google Fiber, I know nothing about, but I like Google.
What sucks is
like fiber optic.
I grew up in the capital. I grew up in I'll just fucking say it. I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I left and went to college right as Google Fiber opened up in Raleigh, and that sucked. That really sucked. It was like, oh man, that would have been awesome to have. But
that does sound like it sucks.
Yeah, well, apparently it's now being extended out to where I live now, so it should
on a map. It's like right above where you're at.
But hopefully eventually I'll be able to get my hands on it and I can get away from Spectrum. Spectrum's a nightmare.
Hopefully it's better.
Hopefully it should be. It's everything I hear. It should just be better. Anyway, in the last week, what have you been doing? You been doing anything?
Not really. Besides being at work and doing whatever that entails, nothing super specific. Nothing really with content. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been so barren on content lately that it's like a lull, and it's like this rut, I guess, and I don't really know how to get out of it because my content is so specific that I can't really. I just don't really know how to move forward. I'm still trying to find like I guess like a product line of things that I can do consistently and put effort in. Otherwise, it's just me trying to think of ideas, and I am not very great at that. Like on command, right? Even if I go to a Starbucks and order a small coffee or whatever that's called, it's not going to help. Like I don't know. I need something that's like reliable and something that I can keep generating. But I got nothing, No,
but, I totally get that.
Yeah, it's rough out here, boys, but it is what it is. I've been doing my Savage content in FF14, which is very fun, and we're almost done with that. That's really about all that's interesting that's been going on with me. What about you? What's going
on? Well, since I finished SMT 5.5, since I finished that, I've been just kind of like I started working on the video. I started working on script. I'm a good ways in. I've mostly been talking about the story right now.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling good. It's kind of getting me back into the swing of things. It's really nice. So that should be coming probably before the end of the month. Then the other thing, now that I finished SMT 5, there's nothing really coming out in the near future that I want to play. So I'm dipping into my backlog. And I went back and restarted Cyberpunk 2077.
I saw you were playing that.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
It works now. It works now. Can you believe it?
It works now. No, I was I started replaying it like a couple months ago because I wanted to just play it again, and it was fun. I really love the melee builds. I think they're weirdly out of place in that game, but they're really fun.
Right now, I'm still way too early because I've been, having to. I'm only kind of really playing it when I'm not working on a video or I'm not working. Period.
Yeah.
So I'm not super far. I'm still in the intro. I think right now I am currently dealing with the Maelstrom gang, trying to get that bot back. That's where I am. I have Solus. I have seen Edge Runners. Is great. Loved it.
Is really good.
That's what I mean. Much like with a lot of people, that's what reinvigorated my interest. Honestly, I feel like Edge Runners was probably the best thing that could happen to Cyberpunk following its disastrous launch. I think it kind of it proved that, hey, this is not a cursed IP. You could totally do something with this. It is worthwhile. It was just one bad fuck up.
Yeah, and then they came out with a banger DLC.
Which I will be playing the DLC. I will be playing the DLC. Yeah. I just want to play the base game first.
Understandable.
And then I'm gonna do the DLC. Though from what my understanding, the DLC is like an alternate ending sort of thing, where like it spins off in a different direction and then it has a different ending to the game. I don't know. I don't know how it works exactly. I just know I'll be doing it later.
Those are always cool because it means the game at its base actually finishes up what it's doing. Which is really, really nice. I'm very happy about that.
But yeah, I've been doing that. Beyond that, I just found this one image that I'm going to send to you and then pop up on chat. I'm going to show you this.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Is it up on the screen right now?
Yes, it is.
Let's read this out, shall we? Bum Farto. Joseph Bum Farto, born July 3rd, 1919, was a fire chief and convicted drug dealer in Key West, Florida, who disappeared in 1976.
What happened to Bum Farto? What happened to Bum Farto?
I don't know. What happened to Bum Farto, Mac?
I actually really want to know now. What the fuck happened to Bum Farto?
What does the Wikipedia say? What happened to Bum Farto?
Yeah, it just says he disappeared. He disappeared. He was declared dead in 1986. Convictions, cocaine, and marijuana dealing. So
they gave Mr. Farto a good 10 years before they declared him dead, huh?
Yeah, they gave him 10 years before they were like, maybe we should do something.
Good for him. Okay, have you ever heard of the last name Farto?
The legacy section on Wikipedia. Farto's life story was the subject of a 7-episode podcast called The Bum Farto Story in 2020. And a musical by Pamela Stephenson called Bum Farto the Musical in 2021. I see
the legend of Bum Farto, the Key West fire chief turned drug dealer who vanished.
Holy shit,
He looks like a gangster. Yeah, there's Bum Farto the Musical, Mystery of Bum Farto, Where is Bum Farto on Etsy?
Oh my god.
What is the musical about Bum Farto?
It's probably Bum Farto's life story.
But why would you ever actually write or make a product about someone called Bum Farto and not have it be about his name?
Well, it's specifically because, honestly, arguably, the fact that they're doing it at all makes it about the fact that his name is Bum Farto.
It has to be, because otherwise the story is probably not that different from any other mystery. But the fact that his name is Bum Farto.
Dude. They need to add Bum Farto to SMT. Your Proto's 100% right.
Dude, okay. Do you think that Bum Farto actually would, like... No, I don't think that's a good question. I would... No.
No,
it's not. It's not a good question. It's not a good question.
Oh,
it's not
God.
A good question. But I do want to know if he was made fun of in school.
Yes. Yeah, he probably...
He had
Well, I don't know, because, Dick people were just called Dick, and that was fine.
Well, yeah, but like Dick is a lot more common than Bum or
Also,
Mr. Farto. Imagine being a teacher and you have to say Mr. Farto.
hello,
Try
Mr.
not to laugh.
Farto. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the history of the word fart. Maybe it wasn't really a thing until recently.
It doesn't even matter what fart actually means. It's just that Farto, fart as a word just sounds funny, right? Even without the context of what it means. Just saying that and that coming out of your mouth is really funny.
God, yeah.
This is a one-off character who dies in Breaking Bad, actually. It's a really...
Oh, 100%. 100%. You sleep, you're totally right.
Or an Ace Attorney witness.
Oh, God, yes. Yes. They need to put Bum Farto in Ace Attorney. Someone should make an Ace Attorney fan game that's just recreating the Bum Farto case.
Oh, it's a really interesting case. I mean,
they should do it. Someone get on that. I'm sure there has to be like an especially with like the Ace Attorney collection and how it has like the green screen mode. You could totally do it. Anyway, that's Bum Farto.
How did you? Never mind. Just move on.
I just came across it. Okay.
You just came. But how? Who sent you that?
Someone sent me it. I just came across Bum Farto.
You see it on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not on Twitter.
All right, put Mr. Farto in the ground. We're done here.
Okay, whatever. Bum Farto.
Bum Farto, everyone.
Whatever. So last week we had to call it early because my internet crapped out, but it should be good now. We're just gonna what we're gonna do is kind of just go through whatever news we didn't get to last week, as well as only a couple of things really happened that I think are like notable in the last week. So just kind of merge them together.
Yeah.
But the one thing that we did get to talk about last weekend is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the new upcoming Spider-Man cartoon. I threw that in there because you're a massive Spider-Man fan. And I want to get your opinion. But at that time, it was only like a short, like 2-second clip that was going around. Well, now the full opening sequence has like released, as well as like a scene from like what's clearly the first episode.
Yeah.
And
did you find a working clip?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at this.
Which now that we've gotten the full look, I'm still kind of mixed on the animation style. I think the opening is rad, but the actual show itself, I'm still kind of mixed on the animation style. The whole 3D mimicking 2D. It's specifically how it's doing it in this version. I'm not going to show it on screen, by the way, because people who've been sharing it on Twitter have been getting their accounts suspended.
Yeah, fair.
So I'm not going to risk that.
Well, the one thing that people need to know is that it is clearly mimicking the original style of the comics, like literally the Amazing Fantasy style of drawing and line art and shading, and it looks exactly like that, but it's like CGI 2.5D type shit. I think it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
I think
honestly.
I want to know. I mean, I assume they're animating it at the traditional 24 frames a second. But there's something about the frame rate that just bugs me, and I don't know what. I really don't.
Were you able to see that on the other clip that actually showed, like, because I can't really see it on the potato one here.
The other one, it was also potato, but it was better quality than this.
Let me check this potato. Hold
on. But I don't know. Like, I did see one person put it really well. They said that it looks like it's being animated as a video game cutscene and not necessarily a cartoon, which I can see. Yeah. I can see that. Maybe that's what's bugging me. It's just something about it feels off. Not necessarily in a bad way. It's just like something's up.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it right here on this clip that you sent me specifically, while it is hard to tell from potato standpoint, it does give me vibes. Yeah, that it's like a video game cutscene. Like, it reminds me of the art style of Ultimate Spider-Man on the PS2 and maybe GameCube, I guess. Which was good because that was totally comic book style. but also the drawing and line art and everything like that was too. So like the in-game graphics were like that. And that was a really, really good game, and the art style was fine, but that was also PS2 era when graphics were more forgivable. I mean, I don't care about graphics a whole lot anyway, but like, you know, it's definitely more of a focus for some people these days. That and you know, that also could just be like the early showing. Maybe it's gonna get refined. Who knows, right?
Maybe.
But as from what I've seen, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. And the opening you mentioned, I don't really know about it, but again, I'm always open for something new. That's kind of what comic books and their stories really are, and superheroes really are these days, is just like trying something new with the original stuff. And I'm open to being pleasantly surprised about how it works out.
One thing I'll say, because AJ mentioned it, there's a lot of shows right now are 3D animated, but they're mimicking 2D. Meanwhile, there's not actually a lot of 2D animated shows anymore.
That's true.
I am almost confident that this show probably actually started off 2D, and then some producer was like, "Oh, well, Spider-Verse is 3D. Spider-Verse is 3D, and it's mimicking 2D. So like, just make it CG. It's Spider-Man CG." And
I bet it was
I bet that's what happened.
Iger.
Maybe. Well,
I bet it was an Iger.
I don't know how much. I don't think Sony is involved as that much. I don't know. It's some producer, whether it was Disney or if it was, I don't think it was Sony. I think Sony only has the rights to the movies.
But you know, it's always him.
Anytime
it's there's ever a legend about it, it's always him.
Literally always just blame Iger. I don't care. He deserves it.
He kind of, he's killed a lot of shit. We might as well just blame him.
But his fault. Remember, if you subscribe to Disney Plus, Bob Iger can kill you.
That's right. He can kill you, and you won't be able to fight back. It's legal. He can actually end your life, and nothing will happen about it.
Yeah. You do know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. Yeah. Are we gonna talk about that? Do you want to talk about that?
I mean, we can talk about it real quick. I feel like there's just not as much to say because it's just fucked. It's just like quick and to the point. Like, this is fucked. Holy shit.
I saw it just while like just scrolling, like, you know, like when you open like a new tab and you get like that news section from like Google or something that you always just glance at, and then maybe something interesting catches your eye and you read it, but that's it. I looked up about it and I was like, yeah. So essentially, what it was is some guy. Now I'm starting to lose the details. He had a subscription to Disney Plus, right? And it wasn't the fine print.
So it wasn't even a Disney Plus subscription. It was a free trial.
He had a free trial, and in that, it was the terms of service that came also with a subscription if you got it. And it said Disney and its like affiliates that like can't have action taken against them or something. It was
like you waive your rights to arbitration against Disney or something. Basically, you're not allowed. If you do this, you're not allowed to subscribe to Disney.
Subscribe? You mean?
Or you're not allowed to sue Disney.
Yeah, it's the. And then his wife got an allergy problem at one of the restaurants in like Disneyland or something.
She had like a peanut allergy or something like that.
Yeah, and she died, and they're trying to claim that as a defense.
Yeah,
like Disney's lawyers.
Well, now they waived it, but that was only after massive backlash, and everyone. It's like, this doesn't make anything better. Fuck you.
Yeah, because people are still going to subscribe to it no matter what. And it's just gonna happen like nothing. That they're gonna make money and nothing's gonna come out of it. But
hate Disney.
A select people are gonna be mad about it. Yeah, good job, Disney.
Yeah, this is a Black Mirror thing. I have not watched much Black Mirror. I'll be completely honest. That first episode just really turned me off, even though I know the rest of it is not like that. But that was just such a bad first impression. I just never went back to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That first episode reeks of TV. The first episode is basically TV bad in the most like edgy, over the top way. It's really apparent. Everything I've heard, it's not a good impression of what the show's actually like. But it was just so bad, I just didn't go back to it. And then now that I know, I've just never really had the desire to go back.
We love very blatant social commentary here.
Yeah.
On this channel.
Anyway, I guess just moving on from Spiderman and Disney. To this other evil corporation.
More evil corporation.
This is something we want to talk about last week. and it's still in here, even though it's not really news, because I want to talk about it.
It's probably the best thing that we have on here in terms of how happy it makes us.
Exactly.
I would say.
Fuck Xbox. Tango Gameworks, bought by the PUBG publisher, alongside specifically the Hi-Fi Rush IP. There was no mention of Evil Within or anything else that Tango did. It's specifically just Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
So
Which I
Hi-Fi
guess makes sense. I mean, that's it's a safer purchase than the whole company, I suppose.
And it honestly, let's be real, even though apparently Evil Within 2 is amazing, Hi-Fi Rush is the best thing they've done. It's their most famous thing they've done.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm so happy. I cannot wait for Hi-Fi Rush 2. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's Hi-Fi Rush 2. Chai lived.
Yeah, no, there's no way. Even if they wrapped up the story perfectly with a nice little bow, which I didn't beat it, so maybe they have, they would totally release a second one just because it got saved.
Oh, the way it ends, if that was it, that's it. It could end there. But
gotcha.
I really would not mind a second one. I feel like a second one is probably going to be a massive commentary on the fact that Microsoft shut them down. Actually,
it's gonna be basically just about them getting.
It's just gonna be them shitting on Microsoft. That would be great. That would be perfect.
Oh my god. Love you too, Glenn. Maybe love you.
But yeah, I'm very excited about this. I'm very happy. Everyone, it just PUBG is a neat game. I've never played it, but it's a really neat game. You know?
I mean, okay, so they actually came up with the battle royale system, right? There was no like, oh, this person actually did it first. That is the original, right?
They of battle royale as we know it now. It goes back to it originated with PUBG.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, I mean it deserves to be a massive success with how much it made other companies money.
Fortnite overshadows it, but I think it's still like the second biggest battle royale. It's just Fortnite is such a success.
Yeah.
Oh, is it not?
Yeah, for sure.
Sleep, is it not the one that originated it? I know it's the one that initially made it popular.
Oh, yeah, then it definitely made it popular. For sure, it had to.
Oh, there were like Minecraft battle royale modes and stuff. That is true.
Oh, right, that's right. It started with Hunger Games and Minecraft.
Yeah, which Hunger Games. Funny enough, the Hunger Game books are just ripping off the Japanese movie Battle Royale, which is where the genre gets its namesake.
Which is ripping off Minecraft Hunger Games game mode.
True.
So there's the big monkey wrench in the operation, right? Let's see. Evil Within 2 is actually pretty good. I agree, Glenn. Even though I haven't played it, I agree. Hi-Fi Rush 2 is a live service rhythm game. Yeah, it will be for sure. Ghostwire deserved a second chance, but it be how it be. Yeah, Ghostwire was their other thing, right? Evil Within.
Yes.
Ghostwire.
Yes.
I want to play that game.
I think Hi-Fi released before Ghostwire. But Ghostwire, even though Ghostwire was the one with like the big push and like actually had marketing, it was like apparently most people I read, it was like, it's fine. It wasn't amazing. It was fine. It wasn't bad. Just fine.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
Yeah. Neat. It's a very, very, I'm very happy for them. They also said they're going to try and rehire as many employees as they can. And
good.
I'm totally fine with that. Also, just speaking of Fortnite, massive fan of Gwenpool. Been a fan of Gwenpool since her original run back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I fully approve of how they've handled Gwenpool in Fortnite. Everything is super accurate. Why is this the most accurate version of Gwenpool to ever be in anything outside of her solo run? I don't know. But I love it, and it's the only thing that's ever gotten me like, God damn it, I kind of want to play Fortnite just to get Gwen.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's like Arcane. It's like Arcane, and how Arcane is like such a phenomenal masterpiece of a show. No, do not play League of Legends.
Do not play League of Legends. It's I think also you got Smite, the lesser known MOBA, but also just as good in my opinion. They are probably the most people. Okay, you got Fortnite, which is extremely crossover, right, with a bunch of different things. Smite does the same thing as well. Smite is a third-person action MOBA, and they crossed over with Nickelodeon. They crossed over with I'm trying to think now because I haven't played it. I mean, I played it recently, but I haven't like seen it in a while. They have had a lot of different crossovers. Like it's honestly just as crazy as Fortnite actually. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Hold on, because I want to see what they've done. So they did a V Shoujo crossover.
What?
They did a RuneScape crossover. Let's see. Smite did a crossover with Bob Ross. They did Ruby, Rooster Teeth's Ruby.
I actually did know about that.
No, it's insane. Monster Cat? I don't know what that is. Collaborated with Netflix to promote skins that represent characters from Stranger Things. They did Transformers, Rambo, Slipknot, and yeah, very recently, RuneScape. Yeah, it's insane.
Okay.
Things that do like crossovers like Fortnite is just nuts.
Mm-hmm. No,
crossover VTubers, yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Just all this stuff. I don't know. It's a little concerning, I guess, just in terms of like what's the long term. How is this going to affect the genre? Like a lot of games, because now everything has to have these weird crossovers. Call of Duty got Attack on Titan crossovers, and it's like, why? So
yeah,
it is a little concerning in that sense, but it's also just like Fortnite I'm fine with because that's kind of become its identity.
Right. Also, hold on, my fucking character model's freaking out. I figured out what it is. I'm stopping it now. So
oh, okay.
No, yeah. Smite did a crossover with Overwatch 2 by killing its audience with a sequel its fan base hates.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Yeah, so Smite 2 is actually, I probably should have put that in where I think. Smite 2, which is, ooh, can I insert this one in?
Sure.
This one's really interesting. So, Smite announced a sequel because Smite, the original, was on Unity 3 or Unreal 3 or whatever, and they want to do one on Unreal 5, so Smite 2. And the thing about Smite is that its business practices are honestly kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a free to play, but you can do it well as a free to play. That one does not. They have years of like people spending money on like skins and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Years of spending actual money on skins, and none of them, except for a few, are going to get transferred over to the second one.
That's really dumb.
Because they said it would take way too much work to actually translate them all to this new engine. They said specifically like it would take 246 years of work if they had to do that. So there's like I think they're calling it like year 11 skins that are going to be on Smite 1 and Smite 2. But yeah, people are really, really mad that all that money they spent are not gonna be carried over to the sequel.
Maybe
Smite 1 is still gonna be like operational and supported, but like
maybe if you make a live service game, maybe you shouldn't make a sequel to it unless it's like actually just dead.
Yeah, it's like it's upgrading is one thing, but it's like I don't know. It's like something, yeah, you should be able to do it if you want to, but at the same time, yeah, if it's gonna be that much work to like port over things that people paid actual money for, then that's one thing. Me personally, I'm not too mad about it because I paid for skins at that point. That's money that I wanted to spend on it. I did. I'm not the biggest Smite fan. Like I just played it casually whenever I wanted to, but I mean, whatever. It does. Money will come back to me. It's just,
Yeah.
I understand the frustration, but I'm not really bent out of shape over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Want to
well.
make a live service game? Maybe you shouldn't.
Oh yeah, don't worry, Sleep. I saw it. I just saw it. I saw the thing, Sleep. Don't worry. We'll bring that up later. Anyway, yes, just on to the next thing. Again, thank you.
So,
PUBG is a pretty rad game, you know. Always been a massive fan of PUBG. Anyway, sadly, last week, the next thing, sadly, the actress who played Misty, in the original Pokemon series, the original actress for Misty, she passed away. And Rachel Lillis is her name. She died of breast cancer. It was very sad, and it was just a massive like outpouring of love from like all sorts of places, and it was like really cool to see. But it still just sucks that that happened at all.
Yeah, she lost her battle with breast cancer, which is, you know, it is what it is. Her I think it was a GoFundMe raised like $96,000 too.
Jeez, dang.
Which is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not a podcast, then what is it? It's two white guys talking about games. All right, so let's just drop the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is really sad. Like I personally, I rewatched a good bit of Pokemon. Also like a couple months ago, just out of sheer boredom, something to have in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And I really did. I was like, I never knew specifically when the voices like changed, right? It's like one of those, if you weren't paying attention to it as a kid, it's like a Mandela effect kind of thing, I guess. But I saw when it actually changed, a specific season or in Hoenn, I think, is when it changed. But
so this was actually the first time I was aware. I became like aware of like voice actors changing. Was Pokemon. It was when they switched from like Ruby Sapphire and stuff, they switched to Battle Frontier specifically.
Yeah.
That's when the change happened.
Also, you sound a little far away. I don't know if that's my headset, but...
Oh, no, I just kind of moved my head away a little bit. How's this sound?
Same.
I sound the same?
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything's coming in fine on my end when I look at, like, the mixer.
Is it me? Maybe I'll have to kill you or something. I'll just turn you up.
Yeah, don't kill me. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, okay. Alright, let's continue.
Anyway, whatever. Yeah, it really sucks. It really sucks. It's a shame. All that happened to her.
Yeah.
Breast cancer is serious, people. It sucks.
Yeah, well, it is one of the most beatable cancers, but that does not mean it is easy to beat. It's just man, fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Fuck fucking cancer.
But fuck.
Yeah, Glenn, let's do it. Let's have a watch party for Pokemon. I agree.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Anyway, past that, I guess just on to the next little thing. We were talking about we were actually talking about this game earlier. So I specified one specific person for this, but it's just kind of in general. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster impressions came out last week, and a lot of people probably don't know this, but us two, we are massive Dead Rising fans.
Yes,
we adore Dead Rising. We're very excited for this, but at the same time, these previews came out, and apparently not great. Iffy is the best way to put it. People have issues.
I'm still excited for it. I'm so excited for it. Just to see Frankie and his fucking... I mean, I know they got rid of Rotolo, and they seem to love doing that. But the whole
Capcom just wants nothing to do
now.
with it for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what they did that for, but like, I'm just happy to see Frank and Dead Rising wanted a new coat of paint. I saw a video where someone said they got to play a little early version of it, like Susie did, and they said it was a little too easy because of the quality of life of being able to move while you're aiming. And that hopefully it would get harder.
That's something that, like, such a small thing like that would actually have, like, a massive effect on the difficulty. But I feel like you could find a way to balance it. Plus, I do understand that there is actually an original control mode that you can switch to.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can still move when you switch to it, but if you want to have, like, the frankly clunky data controls, you can switch to that still.
Yeah. Because, like, the whole dodge roll being, moving the left stick forward twice was very much made for that specific game. Like, obviously they changed it in Dead Rising 2 to, like, clicking it in.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely worked for... And the long, like, cooldown time for, like, doing it. Like, Frank staggered a bit, right? That stuff, that being clunky was part of the difficulty. And if they don't change the psychopaths at all, it's going to be too easy, I'm worried about. So,
I guess we'll just have to see. I think the thing that kind of concerned me the most when they were in Susie's video was how quickly you leveled up. I think that's actually gonna be kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Is if you only gotta play for like a couple of hours and then you're like level 20, I feel like that's that would be a problem. That would be an issue.
Yeah, because see, the whole point, and this, I don't really feel it. The game is short enough. The whole point is like multiple playthroughs, right? Like you fail, you die, and then you start over, almost like a roguelike kind of thing. And then you carry over your levels and you try it again. You get better at saving survivors, and you just overall you just do better. So that's kind of the thing about it. But either way.
Yep, and also completely blocked that dude.
Yep, get that out of here.
Get that shit out of here. We're not gonna do it. I tried to play nice and just ignore it, but now you're gone. Anyway.
Yep.
Get out!
Get out!
Get out of here! We don't want you here no more.
I don't even fucking think so. No. What's next on the list? Oh yeah, this one is one with your friend.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway. So I don't know if anyone in chat's gonna be aware of this, but there's actually a new Valve game that hasn't been announced, but is like everyone knows about it. I don't know if anyone in chat knows about this. But there's this game called Deadlock. It is gonna be a new Valve MOBA. We were just talking about MOBAs earlier.
Yep.
It hasn't released, but apparently it's already hit 22K record concurrent players just for a test, which is
they
like
can't keep a fucking secret.
It's they from everything I understand, this is like the worst kept secret I think Valve has ever had.
It had to have just like leaked down the totem pole for like marketing. I believe in drip marketing. Like leaks and stuff like that to generate hype. I believe in that personally. And I think this is one of those.
Well, I guess just some supplementary things that didn't include this. Yes, Glenn, I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you, Glenn. Don't worry.
Hey, listen, when Dead Rising, when DRDR comes out, we should see if Glenn can come too, and then we all just fucking hang out.
Oh yeah, you come check out my new place, Glenn. It's nice.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it later, babe.
Anyway. There are also rumors of a new Half-Life, which I think I actually did include on the list here, but I think I removed it for some reason.
And despite being as, an annual player of Half-Life 1 and or 2, I still have not looked at anything about it. So you have to fill me in.
Why did I remove it? I had a thing here, but I removed it.
I think Valve removed it. Let's be real here.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
I'm pretty sure they got rid of it. So let's try to work on your memory banks and try and fill those gaps in, shall we?
Basically, I'll have to like do some looking, but from what I remember, a voice actor updated their resume. They updated their resume, and it's basically like they said that they did voice recording for a Valve project called Project White Sands. And that, like, at least from what I remember, it, like, that led to things getting, like, clicking into place. It started clicking into place, and people started to realize, it's like, they started putting stuff together from other things they'd picked up from other Valve games that had been updated. And basically, it just became, like, people kind of figured out that this Project White Sand is actually Half-Life 3, maybe? It's something Half-Life related in which you play as someone in an HEV suit. That's all they could say for certain. And people are like, is this Half-Life 3 or not? And people are just kind of going, we'll call it that. We'll say it's that for now. But, we can't say for certain.
Yeah, it's pretty damning at the moment, but... Not conclusive, obviously, but
yeah,
it's pretty conclusive. Let's be real here.
It seems like it. I don't know why I removed that story. I don't know. If we got anything wrong, feel free to correct us.
Valve went onto the 10-up docket.
Yeah.
Took it out, doesn't want us talking about it.
Some other things before we get away from Deadlock. One. Wait, you know what would be amazing at this point, considering the state of TF2? TF3. I saw you were playing that earlier this week, actually.
Yeah, friends wanted me to play TF2, so I've been playing that a lot lately, and I like it more than I have ever played it before. To me, like whenever I played it before, I was like, I don't really like it. It's like whatever. It's like now I'm actually enjoying it a lot. I'm having a good time.
I had played it quite a bit in high school. I was really into Engineer. That was my main, was Engineer.
Engineer is fun. I can't stick to any one person. I just keep fucking switching.
For me, it was Engineer, and then I would switch to Scout and Spy, depending on the situation.
Yeah, Spy's hard. Spy's
hard. I remember being really tricky.
Yeah, but it's so fun to get right though.
Well,
but yeah, Team Fortress 3.
Anyway, actually, no, that's not the reason why. I did see there is a company called Black Mesa that had a website go up, and people were like, what? And it happened around the same time as this White Sands thing, but it's completely unrelated.
You know what that reminds me of? I need to interject here. I can't let this hold any longer. I have to speak my mind about this one. There was, so TMI, a relative of mine is having mental issues. They're at that age, right? And there is a private company that comes in, and they're just like doctors, and you may have heard about them. It's called Doctors Without Borders.
Yes, I have heard of them.
Doctors Sans Frontières. Don't tell me that is not a reference to Metal Gear Solid. Do not tell me that the CEO of that company is not a big Metal Gear Solid fan.
What if it was the other way around?
I don't think Kojima knows about it.
How long has Doctors Without Borders been around?
I actually have no idea how long they've been around. How long have they been around? I just now heard of them when they came to my house.
I've heard about them for a couple of years. It says it was founded in 1971. So unless they...
Oh
my god, it is MSF.
What else was founded in 1971?
Okay, this is 100%... Okay, Kojima 100% was referencing them.
He 100% took that from fucking Doctors Without Borders, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
That's nuts.
Anyway, back to the whole Deadlock thing.
Yeah.
So another piece of news that popped up. I haven't put it in the doc because let's just say I just found this. Valve apparently has added tags to the store page for Deadlock. And those tags are like third-person shooter, team-based, MOBA, multiplayer, online co-op, action, shooter, hero shooter, third-person. So they are actively updating this thing as it goes on. And then the other thing is apparently Deadlock is under fire as Valve is accused of, quote, poaching pros from other games to test this game.
Who gives a fuck?
So they're like apparently getting people who like professionally play these other games, and they're like, hey, listen, we will like pay you more money to test our game than to keep playing that other game.
That's just fucking fun. Pay them more then. If you want to,
I guess. I don't know. I don't know enough about the situation.
I just don't know why it mattered. I mean, people can do whatever the fuck they want.
I don't know, but that is a thing. That would potentially explain why it has, at least according to Sleep earlier, it was like, what, you said 40K? 40K people playing it right now?
Oh,
ridiculous.
Boy. Yeah, because when we put it on the docket about a week ago, it was just 22.
Yeah.
Increase.
But yeah, Deadlock is Deadlock is not a thing. You know, it doesn't exist. Actually, we're just talking nonsense.
No, it's not real. Yeah,
and then Project White Sands / HLX, which is apparently another thing. Sleep mentioned it. HLX is also apparently like a name people got from a name that people dug up from data mining other stuff.
Yeah.
That is not a thing. None of that's real. You know, nothing will happen.
No, I'm sure nothing's gonna happen with it. Well, Valve can't release a 3, so Half-Life 3 is not happening. Deadlock, there should be no reason for it not to come out because it does not have a 3 in it, so it should be fine.
Deadlock,
unless they change the E in Deadlock to a 3, like stylistically, then it can't come
out. Yeah, no.
So that's the point.
No, it is actually a marvel. Real talk, it is actually a marvel that Valve has never released a game with the number 3. They always stop at 2. That is bizarre. That is
bizarre. And they
bizarre.
haven't addressed this controversy either. I kind of need some answers on that.
Like, actually, why does this keep happening? I understand a lot of it is like, we want to, like, we don't want to put out a game just to put out a game. We want to wait until it's actually there. And like Half-Life is the series they do when they want to like really show stuff off, so they don't just simply like work on it just to work on it. That's why Half-Life Alyx
what
was
do
the way
they have?
it was. I don't know. They got something. Honestly, probably maybe Source 2. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that would be good for Half-Life 3 Source 2.
Because my understanding is in them updating a lot of their older games to run on Source 2, that's where people are getting all of these data mines and stuff from.
Yeah. Oh man, I was wondering my whole for a while. I was like, okay, what are they gonna do with Half-Life 3 that's gonna give it like a reason to release? Source 2, thank you, gives me a lot of hope. I was like, yeah, Source 2, it could be fucking Source 2. So I'm excited. I'm excited now. Half-Life 3 is coming out. It's already confirmed. Actually,
Valve is a company completely driven by interest in devs. Yeah, that's everything I've heard about Valve is they genuinely are just like, well, what do the developers want to do? It's like very free and like everything is like you can just kind of do what you want as long as you're doing something.
Well, that's nice.
That's what I've understood. Like no one is tied to a team unless it's like a very extreme circumstance. No one's tied to a team.
That makes sense. That's cool though. I like that.
Yeah.
What's next?
Anyway, this is a story you put up because
Oh yeah, this is mine. So this is big. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I always looked forward to my very first subscription ever. And I know that sounds really fucking silly, but especially now with things that we have to subscribe to. Game Informer, GameStop's info magazine for video games, is after 33 years of publishing is not going down anymore. I think August 2nd was the last time it released an issue. And it was, I put simply, it was a magazine that made children everywhere feel mature by reading the latest news about video games. And now it's gone.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Rip to a legend. I don't know about, like, I seriously, that was like, my mom paid for it, she paid for the subscription because I was just a kid. And I got the magazine. I was like, Will, your magazine came in. I was like, oh my gosh, trying to read about new games. Like, oh my God. And then, I would feel really like grown up because I was reading something. So yeah, their covers did go hard. I agree. Yeah,
honestly,
yeah, the Game Informer is just sad overall.
Honestly, it wasn't really until high school that I really started to get into like video game news. So Game Informer sadly passed me by, but that's one of those things where I'm like, man, part of me wishes I could like go back and have had that experience.
Ask me with Kingdom Hearts. Like, if you don't experience something like that when you're a kid, it's just unfortunately it's not gonna have the same effect at all.
It's Kingdom Hearts is so freaking goofy. It goes so hard, but it's so dumb.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it's like, yeah, I feel like you really need to be a kid to play that one and then like it as much as other people do. You can probably play it these days and appreciate it, which I kind of do, but not that deep love that everybody else has for it. Absolutely not.
My roommate, when he played those games, he loves them. He thinks they're great. That love is half ironic. It is half ironic loving, half holy shit, this is actually awesome. Because, like, and most of that awesome stuff is, like, gameplay. Because the gameplay is, like, incredible. I love those games. Those games play really great. But when it comes to, like, a lot of the story stuff, a lot of that is, like, this is just so surreal, I kind of love it.
Yeah, and Sleep brings up, I think, a point. Fucking, I miss E3, too.
Summer Games Fest has not filled that void. It has not filled that void. But it was also the sort of thing where, like, E3 was just kind of... It was a long time coming. They were dying for years. Even before COVID, they were going downhill.
Yeah, and even AJ would both things that they said, like, it's unfortunate, but it makes sense. There's not much room for something like that now that YouTube and social media announcements are so common. That's very true. Honestly, whoever decided that the Game Awards would be the big announcement show has done so much damage to the industry. Nintendo having to say they won't announce games in the Museum Direct. Yeah, I think that being the new announcement show is just not... It's not good. There's no room for it in the Game Awards, I don't think. Because that takes away from the whole point of it, right? And it's just, like, let's not even talk about the, like, keep it moving or wrap it up or something like that. Not even to mention that.
Yeah, but no, it's the sort of thing where, like, I genuinely believe in Jeff, and, like, I genuinely believe when Jeff says, like, oh, he's a big fan of game and all that stuff. He, like, I genuinely think he loves it. He loves it and he wants to do it, but it's the sort of thing where as time has gone on and, like, the Game Awards have, like, grown to the size they have, it's resulted in a situation where, like, oh, now it's just, like, it itself has started to, like, it has to abide by what sponsors want, by what these companies want, and it's not really about... It's just become a new E3. It's not actually celebrating these games. It's just more marketing, and it sucks.
Yeah, I bet Bob Iger's probably responsible for this one too.
Oh yeah, in some fashion, it's his fault also.
It's got to be him in there somewhere.
It's always got to be him.
Yeah. Yeah. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. So.
Anyway, I guess next thing, let's wrap it up and go on to the next thing.
Wrap it up. Oh, also mine.
Yes.
Yep. So, have you ever seen the movie A Quiet Place?
Honestly, I haven't.
It's a pretty fun movie, but it's it's another one of those, like, throwaway horror movies where it's just like, okay, it was good. Next, right? And it had I think the reason it did so well is because it had John Krasinski in it, and he like wrote and directed it. He was a big part in the production of it. And obviously that's Jim Halpert from The Office, which is very popular. To see him in a role that's not, like, funny or not like his military movies that he's been doing or whatever is quite interesting. And he's just a dad protecting his kids from, like, an alien apocalypse type thing. That movie got milked to shit and has, like, I think a sequel.
Oh, there's a billion.
Prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now it's got a video game coming out. It's $30. I might even try that. Maybe
it'll be decent. Maybe it'll be decent.
I think it's gonna be pretty lifeless, but it depends on who made it. I didn't look up who made it, but I think it's gonna be pretty. I think the development is also gonna be pretty quiet too, just like the place, in the sense that they're probably not gonna do anything crazy with it, just cash in. But this is the longest time I've seen a licensed game.
Yeah, we really don't get those as much anymore.
Yeah.
Not in the traditional sense. Now most licensed games that we actually get are thankfully, like, the higher budget, like, oh, there's effort in these, like, these Spider-Mans and the Marvel Rivals and such. But it's also just like there's a part of me that is a little nostalgic for the for those, like, lower tier, like, tie-in games that aren't like a huge thing.
Right, yeah, and honestly, I do miss that. I miss that generation a lot. I thought the one of my favorite movie games is Finding Nemo, the video game. I love
Hmm.
that game,
Hmm.
but it was good.
Well,
Also, Solus, it was October 17th. I think it's releasing. It's releasing October 17th.
mm,
Obviously, you can pre-order it, but
mhm.
that's that. Okay, next.
Next up, Switch 2 is unlikely to release before the end of the financial year, according to multiple developers, and then Eurogamer corroborates this. So, basically, financial year, the fiscal year, ends at the end of March for everything. That is when Nintendo's ends, that's when every company's ends. The Switch...
Was it 2017?
The first Switch came out in 2017, yes.
Right, okay.
And it came out March. Well, it was like March 3rd, 2017, I think. And
About that time.
it released just before the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah.
This seems to be, we're absolutely getting a Switch 2 within the next year. I think it will still come out within the first half of the year. I don't imagine it will be like a holiday thing.
I believe the first half will probably be likely, yeah.
But it seems as though it might not release before March. Or before the end of March. If I had to guess, it will probably release at the beginning of the next financial year, which would be April. I would say, yeah, late spring, summer. That also kind of works. Just really, like I don't imagine it would release in the holiday season. Because I feel like we're just really getting to that point, and I don't know how many more games Nintendo just really has. Because even though there are a lot of games coming out for the Switch still, they're not like the heavy hitters. The only one they really have left is Prime 4.
Right, Prime 4.
They only really have Prime 4. But past that, everything else are like these smaller games, and I don't imagine they would want to put out like the big heavy hitters on the Switch when the Switch 2 is right around the corner.
Yeah, it's gonna be called the Wii Switch. Yeah, we switched to Switch 2, I suppose.
Actually, what it would be called, because everyone's just calling it the Switch 2. I feel like they would want to keep the Switch branding, but they would want to avoid a Wii U situation where the name is just too similar and like it doesn't differentiate it enough.
Yeah, I think but roughly I agree. I got nothing to say on it, but I agree on that one. But Switch 2, end of the fiscal year. Next fiscal year, whatever. Look at that.
Well, this next up is the last thing that we wanted to talk about for last week, and this actually isn't a news story. This is a story you wanted to tell.
This is a story I wanted to tell. So, when everybody strap in, it's story time with Nova Arby. Okay, here's what goes on, right? There's a game company called Hoyoverse, formerly known as MiHoYo. I've been shitting on their games since Genshin Impact came out because it was just a Breath of the Wild clone, right? And ever since, I got into it by friends, I've started to appreciate the strides that they made in becoming an independent game and games that really step into their own shoes and fulfill what they're trying to do in their own, become their own thing. And there's one of those games that came out in July, this year's July, called Zenless Zone Zero. This is an action game by Hoyoverse, and I've been playing that a little bit too, just because I find it fun. And there's an interesting new storyline. I don't know if it's new, because I'm still trying to catch up on the story. But in it's a little bit further in the main story, and you've met this group of people who are trying to, for their employer, clean up the issues in these two towers, right? That are in this big zone of like catastrophe. You shouldn't go in there unless you're like a specialist or trained to deal with like these entities that roam in this area called a hollow zone. And these towers are like rife with ghosts and ghouls and stuff like that, right? And so the main characters go in there and they're looking for their hacker friend. And they meet up with these other people who are cleaning up the place of ghosts, and they work together to try and find that hacker because they've been kidnapped. Your character gets a call from friends that you met in like the very first part of the story or whatever, and they say the following: that they are they were in a plane, and that plane just got like terrorized, and everyone's been like taken out by like noxious gas, like they're asleep. They're not going to wake up, but the guy who is awake is an android, so he's able to filter that out. He didn't fall asleep, but he's calling the main character who's in those buildings. And you know, these two twin-sized buildings in the Hollow Zone, and the friend says, "We're in a plane and it's been hacked to head straight for you. We need to cut this thing off. We need to fix this." They have a plane that is being charted towards 2 towers and is going to collide with them, and they need to stop it. Zenless Zone Zero has a 9/11 reference as one of their main storylines. It's 9/11. The plane is going to crash into the buildings, and they need to stop 9/11 from happening because they will die. They're in these twin towers.
I just want to let you guys know that he called me at like 7 p.m. one night and was like, dude, I need to tell you like something urgent. This is major. And then he just told me this story.
I called him out of nowhere and told him that a game I was playing, an anime game that I was playing, is
Oh, hold up, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. You're breaking up. You're breaking up. Oh my god. Oh god. You're oh god. What is happening?
Help!
Oh,
help me!
I think you're good. I think you're good.
Oh, I'm good now?
I think you're good.
I'm good?
You sound fine.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's crazy though.
Yeah, 9/11. 9/11 was crazy.
That was awesome. I still have to save the world from 9/11, but I'll get to that eventually. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to tell that story.
Cool.
I was very surprised. Yep.
Oh,
the next thing.
That's great.
That was over. Yep.
Anyway, on to this week's news. Attack on Titan still isn't over.
It's still going, huh?
It's they found new ways to milk it.
God damn it. Attack on milking things.
Attack on Titan final season, the final chapter, the last attack movie announced.
The last attack.
The good news is that this isn't new material. It's a compilation film of the last 2 episodes with some redone animation. So you don't
really
have to see it.
That's pretty cool.
But it's ridiculous that they're still going.
Yeah, I told my friend I'd watch it when it ended, and it still hasn't ended.
It has not ended. It's never allowed to end.
So like I'm kind of like, I just want to watch it now. Come on, please. But I can't. I can't do it.
You may as well just wait for these movies to come out, just so you can get a version with a better animation.
Yeah.
Which I thought the animation in the finale, the final 2 episodes, was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But like, just what more? Like, what more is left? Like, I don't know. Just it won't stop. It won't stop.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to fix the discourse with the ending, though. I think the ending was not. It was like discourse with some people, but it was not actually that like bizarre, right?
I am actually a defender of the ending because I feel like a lot of it is just people. There's a certain degree of like people not understanding what the ending was going for in some ways. I will fully admit there are problems and there are things about the ending I do not like. I think the ending is like fine. I think it's a fine enough ending. It's the best it could have been. I think it's also the sort of thing where it's an ending that's like bittersweet, and a lot of people didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like that it was bittersweet and it didn't have a definitive good ending. And then of course there's the stuff people misinterpreted that I just feel as though like I think you were latched on to what people said the ending was, or how people interpreted it, and now you like I feel like the author didn't mean it like that, because when you look at how the anime adapted it, there are key changes that further lend themselves to a different interpretation that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I think and I kind of see what like AJ's saying. It's like I feel like half of every popular anime just slowly consumes itself over time because it forces itself to go on for longer than it needs to. Yeah, when things go on too long and they generate too much hype, it actually, nothing will satisfy anybody.
Mm-hmm.
No ending's gonna satisfy anybody. It's gonna be too hyped up to even like that's kind of the issue with the hive mind known as consumers, is that we all hype shit up because we love it so much, which tanks the experience for other people, no matter what, even if it's positive. No, it's not going to be near as good.
AJ brings up a good point about how a lot of people that's a great example. A lot of people interpreted the final scene in Attack on Titan.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people interpreted that as a cliffhanger for a sequel, and it's like, once I actually saw it, I was like, no, like, that is not what that is. I think
people are dumb.
You missed, no, like, there are just a lot of these things that are like, no, this is not that. This is saying something else, but people interpret it as a cliffhanger. And it's just like, I feel like people just misconstrued a lot of what it was actually doing. I don't know. I'm more defensive of that ending. I feel like people are too hard on that ending. It's not perfect. Again, I have my own issues, but people are way too damn hard on it.
Maybe I should start watching it now and see what I think of it, because I haven't gotten to the ending. I don't know what it is, but I'd probably have to rewatch the whole series at this point, just because I forgot everything.
Honestly, you may as fucking well.
I may as well, but either way. All
right,
what's this next one?
I guess now we're going back to Marvel and cartoons, because I don't know, Will, I don't know if you watched this, but X-Men 97 came out earlier this year, and it was apparently incredible. It's apparently
X-Men 97.
It's apparently like one of the best things to come out of Marvel since like the Spider-Verse movies. It's only rivaled by those. Like, it's incredible.
Really?
I haven't watched it because I know it's a sequel to the X-Men 93 show. And when I say X-Men 93, I mean it came out in 93. It's just called X-Men. I have never seen the X-Men animated series. And I feel like because this is a direct sequel to it, I would want to just watch that first.
Yeah.
But that show has like 5 seasons and like over 100 episodes. So
dude, the 90s show for X-Men was very, very long.
Mm-hmm.
I would like them to continue the Spider-Man 90s series because it ended on an actual cliffhanger. That'd be cool.
Well, hey, I do know this for a fact. In X-Men 97, they do include Easter eggs of the other 90s Marvel cartoons, and one of them is Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Oh shit! I'll have to see what they do with that, because they never finished the Spider Wars.
Well, anyway, in the lead up to before the show came out, in the lead up to it, it was announced that the creator of the show, the showrunner, was he was being removed from the show. He was let go, and now it's confirmed he's actually having his creator credit removed in season 2. And no one was sure why. And he implied that as time went on, he implied more and more that it was because he is a homosexual, that he is gay, and that Disney hates gay people. and that he has an OnlyFans, which has nothing to do with his actual day job.
God damn it.
He also implied that the specific reason for him getting his name removed from Season 2 is because he was posting Pride-related X-Men 97 content online.
That's so silly.
But we never really got, like, a full-fledged, like, why did he get fired? What did he do?
Yeah, like, what actually happened here?
Well, it turns out, allegedly, it's because he was sending male artists on the team explicit photos of him in superhero outfits with his dick out, and then he told them to use it as a reference.
Nice.
So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, okay, if that's true, I get it.
Well, superhero cocks are very important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know. I mean, wearing spandex, you kind of have to include that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's apparently just a massive sex pest, and Disney was like, nah, gone. Get out.
Damn.
Get out.
I mean, you have to include the cock in superhero making, otherwise it's just sexual erasure. I mean, you can't just, like... I mean, I think what that person was doing is probably very valid service, trying to give a genuine, you know, like reference to, like, how to draw superhero dicks. I mean, the fact that that's a problem, I guess, is just kind of mind-boggling to me, but whatever.
And you know what? To be fair, this is still related to the fact that he is gay and his overall sexuality. This is still related to that. It's just also not that. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad.
No. In all seriousness, workplace harassment is not a good thing. Please.
Don't be a sex pest.
Please don't actually do that. Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. His lawyer, apparently his lawyer is denying that this was the reason why, and that the actual reason is he was becoming more popular than other creators at Marvel, which is like, what? What? Why did they fire you for that?
The lawyer deflecting and saying it's not because of the cock photos is actually kind of funny to me.
It's because he's really popular.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's because he's really popular. Why? Because of his massive schlong, I guess. I
guess so.
It's like, well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the next thing on the list is, we actually talked about it at the beginning. I didn't realize I put it on here, but Jujutsu Kaisen ending in 5 chapters. So we can ignore that. We can skip it.
Yeah, fuck that. JJK's ending. All right. Next.
So I guess we'll just skip over that. We'll skip over that. And just move on to... So, okay, there's this indie game. I guess it's called Hack. Haak?
Yeah.
Where they announced console versions of this indie game. I've never heard of this game. I don't know what it plays like. I know nothing about it. No, but they announced like console versions, like an Xbox version and so on. But they never gave updates about specifically the Xbox version. Right. And someone asked recently, hey, are there any updates for the Xbox version? And then they released a statement saying that the Xbox version is canceled, not because it would take too much time to port or too much effort. It would actually only take about 2 weeks to port it to Xbox, which that is shocking. I didn't know it could be that something like that could be that easy. But apparently the real reason why it's canceled is because they tried for 14 months to apply to publish their game on Xbox, but they kept running into bugs and issues with their application. And then when they reached out to Xbox or Microsoft or anyone who could help them, they were ignored. And they never got any help. So they're canceling the Xbox version, not because they don't want to or because they can't, but because Xbox don't care.
Xbox don't care. Wasn't that a tagline for something a long time ago?
Maybe.
Something don't care.
I
don't know. Probably think about nothing.
I don't know, man. Xbox in the last 2 years, it feels like it's just been going down the toilet. It's
doing super well.
They're not. No. They're not doing great at all. It's really frustrating. It's really depressing. It's really sad.
Which is sad because Phil Spencer was a really promising leader.
He seemed really good, and then all this stuff started happening, and it's like, oh God damn it, you're not any better than any of them.
Yeah, he seemed really, really good, and then it just kind of didn't really. Well, things happened under his leadership that were not great. So I mean, I believe that one tweet about like he's not happy he had to do this, but like still, I don't know. There's just something about it. I don't know a lot about business running, but it's got to be a better solution than taking out the previous investments that you've made, like Tango, or not porting a game that people want to see or something.
Just actively not just going against what people actually want or need. It's It's sad. It's frustrating. It sucks. I don't know if Xbox will still be around. I think they'll be around for one more generation at least, but I don't know if they'll be around for another one after that.
Yeah, I mean, they'll still be like a publisher, surely, but the console might die out because, I mean, well, it depends. If they think they can cook longer, you know, Bill Gates going to send them a check or something. But, like, at the moment, yeah, no, nothing's really keeping it grounded. It's just kind of bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. But, I don't know.
Well, I guess past that, speaking of Xbox, this won't make sense until later on.
Yeah.
The only other, there wasn't really a ton of news this week, mostly in part because Gamescom is going on right now, and Gamescom only started yesterday. So a lot of the news, like, they're just not a lot has happened. More will probably come later, but it's just the unfortunate timing of like how our schedules lined up and all of that. We only really had the opening night live to go off of in terms of announcements or like any kind of news. So
right.
Just to kind of like touch on some things. One, this wasn't a part of the opening night live, but it was dropped just before it. They released a new trailer for Sonic X Shadow Generations, and Shadow has a bunch of these like Venom symbiote powers that look really fucking funny, but they're like, it's so edgy, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm still very excited for that. They also revealed some more stages, one of which is like Sonic Frontiers, which a lot of people are like, how does this mean this game takes place at the same time as Sonic Frontiers? Or like, how does this make any sense? And it's like, this game is about time travel, guys.
Yeah. I don't think people realize that a lot of games are also floating timelines.
Yeah.
And like, how that works out.
Well, it's because people keep yelling about like, oh, the Sonic lore and the continuity doesn't make any sense, that now they've like brought on a bunch of people to try and like put some effort into and like actually have it make sense.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because people just keep yelling and they're like this doesn't work. This is dumb. And it's like, guys, it's not that serious. Calm down.
People are dumb.
Just let it be. Don't think about it too
People
hard.
Are fucking silly.
Anyway, the comics are great. If anyone says they're bad, they're lying. The comics are great.
If anyone says they're bad, they'll have to deal with Bum Farto, okay?
Yeah,
so
Bum Farto will come back.
You open it, all right? So be careful. He's going to come out of retirement. He's going to come out of hiding. He's going to come kick your ass. He's going to sell drugs, too.
Yeah, he's 105 years old. He can still kick your ass.
Yourself.
Still kick your ass.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know. As for actual opening night live, I don't know if you went through the list or anything, but is anything about it kind of catch your eye? I know some things caught mine. Only a couple, but some things.
You know what caught my eye? I looked immediately at it, and then I clicked on Mario 64 to see if I still followed him, and I did. And I just saw that the entire Resident Evil franchise was like, you could get it for like $30.
Seriously?
Cool. Yeah, something like that.
Jesus. What was it? PC?
The only thing that seems interesting to me is like the Monster Hunter stuff. Maybe the Marvel thing.
Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, Dune could be pretty good. I think Civilization is an amazing game. I don't play it very much though. Looking down here, let's see, Karen River Shadows. Other indie games that I haven't really seen yet, so I can't say. But Terry Bogard and Street Fighter 6. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I actually have Street Fighter 6 on the PlayStation, so that'd be pretty cool. Hey. Borderlands 4, not a huge Borderlands guy. I like playing them, but not a super huge one. I guess is gonna come out.
I think Borderlands 4 is really funny because the Borderlands movie just fucking bombed in every respect possible.
No, it got nuked.
The only thing I've learned about that movie that I feel like has any sort of worth is like I'm pretty positive that Eli Roth is into gilfs now because he cast Cate Blanchett as the main character, who's supposed to be like late 20s, early 30s, but Cate Blanchett is in her 60s. She's an old lady. She's an older lady. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really not sure. Oh, one thing on opening night live is that Genshin Impact is now going to Xbox before Nintendo Switch. I just think that's really funny.
Huh.
And also, what's really funny is this picture of one of the Archons, Nahida. She's just a little girl, and she wields the power of Dendro, which is basically just like grass, flowers. You know, she's a grass type Pokemon basically. And if you look at the image here, you don't have to put it up on screen, but she's holding an Xbox icon. That's really funny to me.
Oh, that looks goofy. Because that looks green. Goofy.
It's goofy. I just think Nahida holding an Xbox icon is really funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, she's holding an Xbox.
Well, for me, the only things that really stuck out was Borderlands 4, which I already mentioned. There's episode Aegis, which I sadly probably will not be able to get early and review like I did P3, considering the Game Explained stuff. But it still looks cool. I'll definitely play it. I think the announcement that... I talked about this a bit on Twitter. There's been a lot of yelling about the fact that they're adding Joker as a challenge battle in the DLC. I think a lot of this... I've seen some people be like, why are people upset about this? I think people who are saying it doesn't make canonical sense are dumb. It's like, it's a challenge battle. It doesn't have to make sense. Why is Demi-Fiend in SMT5?
Really care. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's like... Demi-Fiend shouldn't even know that different worlds. Isn't like the fucking Great Wills thing? Is that it's like different worlds on a tree?
It's stuff that's like there's like a lot of debate about whether or not there actually even is like a connected multiverse or whatever.
Really?
To me at this point I'm just like I don't care enough. I just kind of go with the flow with it. But it's like
the only thing that really referenced it was that DLC in 4 Apocalypse, right?
Basically. But yeah, it's just like to me, I see this. I think anyone who says it doesn't make canonical sense and that's why it's bad, I think they're being silly.
Doesn't know how to have fucking fun.
I think what it is, I think it's boring. I think it's just really boring because Joker has been in so many things. It's just not exciting anymore. I just don't care. Yeah. Like, why should I care? He's everywhere. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just like I feel like they've just absolutely wrung everything they can out of Joker cameos, and I just don't care anymore. That's what it is for me. That's what it is for me.
Yeah.
It's like, of course,
no, it's right there with you.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, of course he's here. Cool, whatever. I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna play episode Aegis, and then I'm gonna move on. I don't care to fight Joker. Honestly, if anything, they should have put Yu Narukami in there as well as a second challenge battle. Then it would be a bit more fair.
Well, yeah, isn't that the thing? They always put the protagonists in there as like the challenge battles.
Well, that's what they did for Royal, P5 Royal. They put Yu and Makoto in there.
Yeah, put both of them.
And it's like they should have put both of them in there for this.
Yeah, I gotta finish Reload. Reload's fun.
Reload's really good. I'm excited for episode Aegis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup.
But yeah, beyond that, I mean, Monster Hunter Wild still looks really great. I don't know if you saw this, but there's this jackass on Twitter, Grums.
No.
He's a grifter. He's a grifter. He goes around. He's one of those people who like goes around like if there's anything that's not like a highly sexualized, beautiful white woman or whatever. He gets like really upset, calls it woke and that kind of thing. He did this thing where he posted a screenshot comparing a character in Wilds to the handler from World and said, oh god, they went like Monster Hunter went woke, and then people were like, what the like, you dumbass, there is an incredibly hot white woman that was announced like a year ago in a previous trailer. We've known about this for like a year. And then he deleted, like, the game didn't go woke just because one person isn't the most attractive. And then he deleted that, and then he said, my bad, guys, Monster Hunter is safe. And it's like, oh, fuck you! If you actually were following this game, you would have known. You complain about tourists, but you were quite literally a tourist.
Little backpedaling Brian over there.
God, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Oh my God.
I can't believe these people dominate the discourse on Twitter right now.
Well, it's Twitter. It doesn't matter who dominates it because it's Twitter. You don't really count it, right?
It's really just a matter until Elon kills the platform. The way it's
really
going.
Fine. Yeah. Also, you know what? Yeah, it'd be cool if Tatsuya was a battle instead of Joker. I mean, I'm cool with both of them, but either way, make Femc a challenge battle. That'd be cool as
honestly,
well.
Honestly, Femc should have been the challenge battle. Femc, honestly, I do think Femc should have been the challenge battle, not Joker.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because even though we're not going to get the full Femc campaign, it still would have been nice to have her in there some way to like better make it feel more complete. Even though it's like obviously not actually like what people would want.
As long as it had her battle theme in there, her battle theme was really good. Wiping all out or wiping out or something. Really good song, love it. But I digress.
Well, that's really it. No, there was one. Okay, yes, this is the last thing I wanted to mention. So Xbox now owns Bethesda, and Bethesda owns Machine Games. Machine Games is now making Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which looks to be really, 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 really good. I love both of the Wolfenstein's games, even if people are iffy on the second one. I think it looks really good. And it's like, oh, this is going to be like a great exclusive for Xbox in the future. Well, Gamescom here, they announced a release date for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It is also coming to PlayStation 5. What was the point? What was the point of buying this if it's not actually to make exclusives? There was not a single game here that is only on Xbox.
Maybe a property like Indiana Jones is too popular to keep chained.
Honestly, maybe.
That's my best guess.
I
don't know.
But it's just more like Xbox. Why did you do this stuff? Why did you do all of this if you're not gonna do what you thought? It's not gonna do what you thought. You know what, Voodoo, you're right. Starfield, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a matter of time before Starfield comes to PS5.
Starfield's gotta come to PS5.
And you know what? People probably won't care like they did the first time.
Yeah, probably not. You know what's funny? I actually got Game Pass. I was like, oh yeah, I'll play Starfield. I never even touched it. I had Starfield and I just never played it.
Everything I've heard is it's just like a stereotypical Bethesda game, but without any of the things that people like.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like the cool setting of Elder Scrolls or Fallout. It's just kind of like, it just has all of the negatives without any of the positives that make it easier to excuse the negatives.
Yeah.
So it just seems kind of like that's really depressing. And then they said it was because it was too different than what we usually do. And it's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because it seems like it was exactly what you always do. That was the problem.
They spent so long on it, but I think that was just for like, I don't know. Mac, what do you think it was for? What do you think they spent so many years on?
Finding ways to put Skyrim on things and delay having to make Elder Scrolls 6.
What engine is it playing on? Do we know? Hold on.
I don't.
It's on Creation Engine 2, which was for No Man's Sky, I think, did it. I don't know what. Wait, no, Starfield will have a new engine. I don't know. I don't know anything about Creative Engine 2 or what was played on it. So if it's not a brand new engine, then it could have been that. But if it was that, I would have been like, okay, that would make sense. That would check out. If the gameplay is mediocre and there's no real like, what is it? Starts with an I. Inspiration with the quests or the characters or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then truly, what did they spend so much time on? If not like graphics. But even then, I don't think those were good either. Like, or at least revolutionary.
I don't know.
I don't know what they did. But that was their whole, like, listen, the team spent so much time on this game. Please, please, please give it a chance. It's just like, what were you doing with that time? What was actually... What was going on there? What were you up to? Just delaying Elder Scrolls 6 at this point, I think. I don't know. Man, that game's been an announcement for a long fucking time.
God, yeah. Elder Scrolls 6, we're not seeing for minimum another generation. We're not seeing that for at least one more generation.
I really want to see.
And I mean like it's going to come out on the PS7 type shit.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Look at some of the chat here. Stanfield has inconsistent writing and very limited question design that can't deviate from any of its defined paths. NPCs, if they have any importance, can't die no matter what in the story's met. Yeah, so there's no like, it's not like Baldur's Gate 3 where you can impact the story a lot. I think Sony needs to stay with PS5 longer because a console leap has no point since game development is too slow for it to be worth it for anyone involved. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there's no competition, I think PS6 will be fine, but I think exclusives are slowly dying as more console players might migrate to PC. I also think that's true because a lot of people are migrating to PC lately. Yeah, and Western AAA is not always been the hottest thing in the world, that's for sure. But there's a lot I could say about it.
There's only like a handful of Western devs that I'm like full blown like, oh, I love them. They're up there for me. The majority of my favorite game devs are all Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a handful Western ones that I'm actually like, yo, that I adore them.
The Japanese are just so fucking creative.
Yeah, and honestly, even the Western ones that I really like, it's like, it's like it's Insomniac.
Yeah,
Insomniac and Remedy, and it's just those two. It's just those two.
I have to put together a list of people I still care about, but yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally fun.
Anyway, I hope we see Sam Lake at Gamescom. That'd be cool. That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
He doesn't need to do anything. I think it's just funny when he is there.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a funny dude for some reason.
I hope Bum Farto shows up for this one.
Yeah, nice. Where the fuck did Bum Farto go?
I don't know.
Whatever. Bum Farto.
Either way, I guess I'm beating this dead horse. That was a callback already done. So on that note, I think that's it, right?
Yes, that's all. I am starving. I'm gonna go make some food.
Go get some food, baby case.
Food.
Handsome.
I guess
go get some food. Darling.
We'll be finding out. Just so everyone knows, when this goes live is determined basically by my work schedule.
Yeah.
He always gets the same days off every week. For me, it varies, and I'm not I don't get my work schedule until tomorrow. So we'll be back probably sometime next week. I just don't know when. Just find out tomorrow.
Yeah, and if you like what he's doing, you like this podcast, go ahead and gift him some of your Prime subs. Give him a sub if you can spare the money. Go for it. It's great. Helps him out a lot.
Please.
If you want to check out my stuff, youtube.com/NovaRB. I do voiceover skits. That's also pretty cool. But yeah, Prime, Amazon Prime gives you a free sub for monthly on Twitch. If you can spare it, I say go for it. It helps out the creator a lot. It's been fun, man. I love doing these. I really do.
It's fun. It's just like a nice little casual thing just to sit down and talk. No farting until the next live stream. We can't do that.
No, we can't fart until the next live stream?
No, we can't fart until the next live stream. I need you there's probably some like constipation pills you can buy.
Yeah.
Go get some. Go get some.
Wait, constipation pills to make it come out, right?
No, to make you constipated.
To make me constipated.
Yeah. So it won't
Why
happen.
would I ever? Why would that even exist?
I don't know, man. People. There exists pills that do a lot of stuff.
I don't understand why you would make a pill for like not being able to shit.
What if someone has a
understand.
disease? What if someone has a disease where like if they shit they die, and then they have to be constipated?
I mean, well, I don't think that's even. What argument are you trying to make here about not being able to fucking use the bathroom and you make a pill? Why would you do that? I don't understand still what the point of that is.
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Just, I'm sure it's a pill that exists.
Fuck you, Mac. Fuck you. And you know what? Fuck everything you stand for. Everything you've done here today is an absolute sham. You're a fraud, Spider-Man. You're a fraud. Now cut it out.
Did you want me to hit stop stream?